Episode 9: The Power of Financial Education. Why the Poor Stay Poor. Chapter 1: Have you ever wondered why two people with the same income can end up in two very different financial situations? One builds wealth and freedom. The other struggles and lives paycheck to paycheck. The difference isn't luck. It's not even about how hard they work. It's about what they know. This episode picks up where we left off. In episode 8, we saw how the rich think differently. Now we dive into one of the most powerful principles from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The idea that financial education is the real foundation of wealth. Not a college degree, not a high-paying job, but the ability to understand how money actually works. Chapter 2: Robert Kiyosaki explains that the school system teaches people how to be employees, not how to be wealthy. We learn how to memorize facts, pass tests, follow orders. But we never learn about taxes, debt, investing, cash flow, or how to build assets. And without that knowledge, we're left financially blind. Poor Dad, the educated man, had a PhD but knew very little about money. Rich Dad, who never finished high school, understood how to use money as a tool. That made all the difference. Ask yourself this: did anyone ever teach you how to read a financial statement? Or what a balance sheet even is? Most people go through life without ever learning the basics of financial literacy, and that ignorance keeps them trapped. Chapter 3, let's break it down. Financial education means understanding these key areas. Income, how money comes in. Expenses, how money goes out. Assets, what makes you money. Liabilities, what costs you money. It sounds simple, but if it were, more people would be free. Rich people spend time learning how to read numbers, analyze investments, understand markets, and build income streams. Poor and middle-class people often avoid these topics because they seem boring or complicated. That's exactly why the rich keep getting richer. Chapter 4: Here's a hard truth. If you're not continually educating yourself financially, you're falling behind. The world of money is always changing. New laws, new taxes, new technologies, and new opportunities appear every year. If you're still operating on what you learned in school 10 or 20 years ago, you're out of date. Financial education isn't something you get once. It's a lifelong habit. It's reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, attending workshops, asking questions, and seeking out people who know more than you do. The rich don't just work hard. They study money. They take responsibility for their financial IQ. Chapter 5: One of the most important things Robert learned from Rich Dad is this. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and how hard that money works for you. That's a huge shift. It means that even if you make a small income, you can build wealth if you know what to do with it. But if you earn a lot and don't understand money, you can still go broke. Just look at all the celebrities and athletes who've lost millions. So how do you raise your financial IQ? Start by doing these things. 1. Read at least one book on personal finance every month. 2. Track every dollar that comes in and goes out. 3. Study one successful investor or entrepreneur every week. 4. Practice explaining what an asset is and what a liability is to someone else. Chapter 6: Financial education also means understanding the tools of wealth. That includes tax strategies, debt management, investment vehicles like real estate, stocks, and business ownership, cash flow systems. The rich use corporations, trusts, and legal structures to protect and grow their money. Most people don't even know those things exist. Ignorance is expensive. What you don't know is already costing you. And what you choose to learn from this point on can be the start of a very different life. Chapter 7: Let's get personal. What is your financial education plan right now? Are you actively learning new things about money every week? Are you taking action on what you learn? Or are you relying on hope and luck? Rich Dad always said, don't work for money. Work to learn. Every job, every side hustle, every project should be teaching you something new about business, investing, or people. The more you learn, the more value you can create, and the more money will flow to you. Chapter 8: Here's a 30-day challenge. Each day, spend just 20 minutes learning something about money. Read a book, watch a video, listen to a podcast, Study a successful investor. At the end of the month, track what you've learned. Write it down. Then take one small action based on that knowledge. Maybe it's opening an investment account. Maybe it's starting a side hustle. Maybe it's cutting a liability and replacing it with an asset. Knowledge alone isn't power. Applied knowledge is. Chapter 9. We live in a world where the rich have access to knowledge most people don't. But in the age of the internet, that gap is closing. Today, you can learn what the wealthy know, if you choose to. There are no more excuses. If you've watched this far, you're already ahead of 90% of the world. You care, you want more, and you're willing to learn. The question is, what will you do with what you know? Closing in episode 10, we'll talk about one of the most misunderstood tools of the wealthy: debt. You've been told all debt is bad. But what if the rich use it to get richer? What if you've been looking at it all wrong? Don't miss the next chapter in the Rich Dad journey. Subscribe now and keep building your financial future one smart step at a time.